of retirement planning. So retirement can be defined as people leaving employments when they reach age or duration depend on current regulation or the government itself. So two kinds of retirement in Malaysia are public servants and private sector contributors. According to DOSM newsletter in 2020 mentioning that Malaysia is having older population trend due to decreasing fertility rate and increasing life expectancy birth. Malaysia included in countries who are undergoing a change in the age structure of the population where more persons are in the middle and elder age range. Indirectly, this creates more tension, challenge and pressure for people to secure comfortable retirement plan in the last phase of their life. Izzatul Nisha from Department of Statistics Malaysia project that old age ratio doubled from 0.8% in 2010 into 1.9% in 2030. About 44% Malaysians have not started their retirement planning yet. However, a report showed that 1/3 of Malaysia do not have a saving account and more than half of households do not own any financial asset. Besides, Islam teaches us to secure comfort and survival in this world. Property and finance are tools to success besides getting a permanent victory in hereafter. Thus, effective management can ensure the people survive in their families, community, and earning blessing and grace from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. This reminds me of Surah Al-Baqarah verse 277 and 278. Up next is, it is not appropriate for those who have wealth but they keep saving without making any effort to increase their wealth. So property must be developed, must be doubled using various methods such as investment and so on. So Surah Yusuf, meaning Prophet Yusuf alaihi salam replied, you will plant grain for 7 consecutive years living in the years whatever you will harvest except for the little you will eat. So lastly, the objective.
Now we move to our first body in this topic, which is behavioral factors on retirement planning. So even though retirement may seem far off in the future, preparations must be made to ensure that retirees have sufficient money to sustain themselves. When the situation is related to individual financial choices, this reflects individual behavior. So these factors can be classified into 5. The first one is saving attitude. So in terms of saving outcomes, self-control is a significant factor. No matter how much emphasis people give to saving, they are unlikely to do it if they have trouble resisting temporary temptation and do not find measures to control their consumption behavior. And a saving attitude helps people reach their retirement planning objective and helps them create a stronger and more secure basis for their future retirement saving. The second one is personal attitude. There has never been a good time to begin saving for retirement, but the behavior of personal attitude factors by the people who are close to the retirement phase, they can move right away and start preparing for their future whenever they discover that they needed effective retirement planning to have a good future after they were retired. Now we move to our first body in this topic, which is behavioral factors on retirement planning. So even though retirement may seem far off in the future, preparations must be made to ensure that retirees have some. The third is family education. So generally, children's financial outlook and parental attitudes are related. The influence of parental financial socialization is persistent with age. However, the propensity to save decline at an elder age. The findings suggest that parents may greatly impact their children's conduct from the aspect of practical effects. So parents should be aware that their approach to handling money matters and their savings habits may serve as their children's first financial lessons. The fourth is financial knowledge. So making financial decisions, controlling income, and dealing with rising living expenses all require financial knowledge for retirement planning. These financial skills are frequently acquired through seminars and workshops or on defined benefit or contribution plans organized by employers. Hence, financial knowledge is viewed as an integral component of financial literacy as it involves a practical approach to applying financial knowledge in real life. In other words, factors such as the working environment could also affect the financial knowledge and retirement readiness of an individual's behavior. And the last one is perception of health. There is a proverb that says health is riches. Additionally, being in poor health would require more money for long-term health care, which could impede the process of accumulating wealth. There are also reports suggesting that many Malaysians live relatively unhealthy lifestyles, where an estimated 47.7% of the population above the age of 18 are. The third is family education. So generally, children's financial outlook and parental attitudes are related. The influence of parental financial socialization is persistent with age. However, the propensity to save decline at an elder age. The findings suggest that parents
One of the issue of retirement planning is a problem in retirement management, which is insufficient amount of money. Insufficient amount of money for retirement occurs on the factor that there is lack of planning management, especially in the post-COVID-19 era. And according to Ibrahim 2021, a total of 107,000 were laid off last year, an increase of 167% compared to the previous year, which was 40,000 workers based on the Employment Insurance System 2020 report by the Social Security Organisation (PERCESO). In addition to that, it is widely known that EPF retirement fund savings preparation of Malaysians are quite worrying because their savings are not at a good level. Actually, the issue of insufficient amount of money for retirement existed before COVID-19 pandemic started spreading. The fact is, recently almost 50% or more than 6 million contributors have a contribution balance of less than 10,000 ringgit. In addition to that, 74% of contributors who have less than 10,000 ringgit in their accounts are Bumiputra, and more worryingly, 79% of this group have saving of less than 1,000 ringgit that clearly in the stage of inadequate amount of money. And based on the situation, this shows a very sad condition for Malaysians that facing retirement in the future, and with an insufficient amount of money and very challenging work constraints nowadays will cause them to face a difficult old age with the deteriorating economy. And in fact, Chief Strategy Officers of Employees Provident Fund EPF Nur Hisham Hussein revealed that only a small number of 4% of contributors are able to reach the sufficient amount of money for retirement. And based on the research, as many as 56% of contributors who are 54 years old have EPF saving of less than 50,000 ringgit.
Alright, second is low financial literacy among Malaysian adults. So it is recorded only 36% of Malaysians who financially literate and able to make wise decisions in finance management in 2016. So they have an understanding of key financial concept and ability to and confidence in managing personal finance through appropriate short-term decision making and sounds, and then a long-term financial planning while keeping life events and changing economic conditions in mind. So effortlessly, financial education or financial knowledge is more relatable to us than financial literacy, especially in terms like saving, debt behavior and investment. So in fact, a study shows that people who receive higher education tend to comprehend financial literacy better than people who receive basic educations. So without financial literate, we can carry away significant costs and dropping other chances like run up bigger debt, interest rate loans, and spend more on transaction fees. So it will affect individual life quality and affect the country economic well-being. Thank you.
The last issue is not accounting for the health cost. Another issue that often occurs in society is not accounting for the health cost before retirement. People nowadays have a medical plan via their company, so they believe they don't need for any other private medical coverage, so that's why refuse to start to do a saving special for their healthcare. When retirement, we are all in the phase of age change and of course suffer from various chronic disease and also age-related health. Even if retirement is still 10 or 20 years away, it is not too early to begin for a planning for healthcare bills since the rising cost of the healthcare. If we did not start taking care of our health now, future medical costs could reduce our saving hardly, including those for long-term care, medicines, hearing aids, dental treatment, and also vision care. Today, Malaysians prefer private hospital due to the availability of more experts, highly trained staff, newest facilities, and diagnostic tools. No wonder the cost of receiving care at a private hospital is high.
For the first solution, it is recommended for Malaysians to have a good and true strategic planning. There are three key elements that will help in managing a great retirement planning, which are when you want to retire, how much you would like to save for your ultimate goal, and when you want to start saving. Firstly, the most important thing is to know when the time is to retire. This is to ensure that a person can make an accurate estimation in determining the goals to be achieved during retirement. In fact, an individual that know their retirement time will know the amount of annual balance available to reach retirement age and can indirectly help them to examine the amount needed to spend the rest of their lives in the old age by setting the realistic goals. The second one is setting the ultimate goal, which is how much savings needed to face the old age period after retirement is also a very important element in managing retirement planning. Based on financial experts, at least 600,000 is needed for individuals who will retire in Kuala Lumpur, and however, the amount of these goals depend on individual based on their current work. By setting these goals, it will help an individual to determine the amount that will be allocated each month to achieve the sufficient numbers of goals set. The third key element in good retirement planning are knowing when you want to start saving. The truth is, the younger a person is and the more mature they are in the financial management by start savings, the more money will be collected for retirement. Thus, it is important to bear in mind that saving is an important matter and EPF savings are not form of tax, but as long-term savings as well as an individual will get multiple benefits because of the investment. With an emphasis on these three key elements, which is the retirement time, the ultimate goal, and saving time, it will help people to have an accurate retirement planning.
There are three ways on how to improve financial readiness, which are learning about finance, having an emergency fund, and getting help from the Credit Counseling and Management Agency (AKPK). Increasing financial readiness for a comfortable life after retirement can be achieved through learning about financial management. When it comes to financial management that involve cost, saving, and investment, having access to more information or knowledge give individual more alternative or when making decision. Another advice is to have at least 6 months worth of emergency money. This is frequently emphasized in financial management books, where they advising everyone to save at least a small amount. As a result, we can, when we acquire a great deal of financial knowledge, we will be prepared from the beginning to save even a little to prepare for our retirement. Next is getting help from the Credit Counseling and Management Agency, which is we call it AKPK. AKPK provides services without charge to anyone who want to better manage their finance. The first service is that they offer is to advise or educate on how to safely use credit as well as the fundamental of money management. The second one is to offer guidance and tips on money management while conducting an analysis of our financial issues and solution. And the last and but not least is the AKPK, which establish a program which is Credit Management Program PPK, a collaboration between debtors and AKPK to create strategy and loan rescheduling and restructuring through discussion with lending institution.
Alright, the third solution is to make an investment. Retirees need to equip themselves with financial planning that can guarantee a satisfying life and be free from the burdens of retirement debt. Among the financial planning that can be done is by making investment. The term investment refers to putting money into something over a longer period of time with the expectation of earning money or making a profit. Prospective retirees can invest in many ventures but should usually seek professional advice before investing to avoid losses. Investment involves diversifying assets into more profitable ventures. Investment can be made through a middleman like a broker, insurance company, and administrators of pension funds. Additionally, a return on investment can be periodic and usually long-term. There are many types of investment that retirees can choose, such as investment in a real estate, life insurance, stock share, and so many other business opportunities where one can invest in. Let's see, the first is real estate investment. Real estate needs a hard capital. However, investing in it appears to be one of the most secure and promising form of investment for future benefits. For example, invest in real estate such as land, building, and other improvements, which include the right to use and enjoy the land and all of its improvements. The second type is stock or share. Share are simply equity or ownership in a company, allowing a shareholder to take part in ownership and profit of a particular company to the extent of the value of share acquired. Dividend payment are received after purchasing share in, for example, halal business company, usually when the company makes a profit. Additionally, a shareholder can sell their share in a company at a profit when the company of the stock when bought is lower than the current going price. Therefore, share can be a profitable form of generating revenue for a retiree, especially when advised properly by a stockbroker or agent. Another type of investment is life insurance. Investing in the life insurance, or in an Islamic we call as family takaful plans, by purchasing from a duly licensed takaful company, provide a monthly or quarterly income to the retiring during their lifetime. This is particularly essential for those who want to have additional source of income aside from payment from sources such as a pension institution.
Let's move to the next part, recommendation. Among the things that concern Malaysians are the level of financial knowledge, savings and budgeting, readiness to face the unexpected events in life, and not to forget is planning for retirement. After explaining all the issue and its suggestion for the solution, we can see here that it is very important for all parties to emphasize financial knowledge because it leads to many benefits in the future. Apart from that, the most significant action is to include the study syllabus related to the future planning. This syllabus can be included either at the school level or at the higher education level, such as university. This is also a good initiative by the educators to ensure that we students increase our knowledge and are well prepared after we finish study, which is when we work in the future. As mentioned in the previous session, it is also important to make savings from the beginning of the work. It doesn't matter if you work in the government or private sector.
In conclusion, retirement requires planning, including financial management and mental preparation. Individuals must now be ready with the knowledge and abilities to handle retirement and the rise in the cost of living to enjoy a decent retirement life. There are many behavioral factors that affect individual retirement planning, such as saving attitude, personal attitude, family education, financial knowledge, and their perception of health. These factors influence how individuals act to prepare for their retirement and manage their finance well. People who believe that the retirement is unimportant fail to prepare well for their retirement later. Having insufficient funds to cover the cost of living when retiring presents a few issues and obstacles for retirees. Additionally, a lack of planning results in inadequate retirement savings. Low financial literacy results in future retirees not knowing what to do and what to be prepared of or before they are retiring. And next is they not considering their health costs that need to be borne later. Therefore, suggest that people who will retire soon plan for their retirement by deciding when to start saving, retire, and how much is needed to save for their ultimate goal. Secondly, they need to improve their finance by learning how to manage their finance by reading books about financial planning and getting advice from the Credit Counseling and Management Agency, KBK.